Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a special guest, Erica.
Hello.
And we are gonna do something way different. I've never done this on my channel before. We're gonna be doing a mukbang, and of course it's gonna be vegan. I'm gonna name this a little mini series, and it's gonna be called Cheat Day and Chisme. So every week I'm gonna try to get someone new on and just talk to them, you know, chismear, talk gossip for those that don't know what that means, and just eat and enjoy food and have a little cheat day. So do you want to say anything before we...
So the first day of these Chisme videos, she had to be with her favorite Chisme.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm here.
Well, yeah, that's true. No. So for every Chisme, we are going to do like a different topic. So for today, we're actually going to be talking about online dating and our worst experience with it. We both have tried it. Well, I met Nick on Instagram. Would you say that's like online dating?
I'd say so.
Right? Yeah. So like we both met people online. So it's like, you know, we have stories. We have stories.
Good ones. Good ones, bad ones, all kinds of stories.
Not good ones at the moment, but now they're good. Now they're good. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel and let's get into it. Okay guys, so we're gonna start with our 7-layer burritos. It's filled with black bean, well, you should tell them since you ordered.
So I am not a vegan, so I asked Steph to text me what we should eat, and she just sent me this huge thing, like adding 3 more ingredients. And what do you call it when it's vegan?
Oh, fresco style.
So you call it fresco style, and I was super confused, and the lady was super confused.
Yeah, you text me like, how do you do this all the time?
I apologize for having a complicated order.
But you got it all together. So here we have black beans, refried beans, right? Mm-hmm. And just veggies and
potatoes,
and what sauce? The
red sauce.
The red sauce? Okay.
And extra guac.
Wow, look at, she's a professional here.
I only had to say it like 3 times through the drive-thru.
That's why you have it memorized at this point. All right, I'm just gonna take a bite. Let's see how this came out. Mmm.
It's good.
Mm-hmm. So we have a burrito, a taco, some cinnamon twist, and some chips, which, by the way, Taco Bell, I don't know if this is like kids size or what, but not even for one person is this enough. Like I told her to get 1 order because I thought it was like a bag, like Moe's, you know? And like this is cheapy. So
I couldn't even believe it when I saw it.
Yeah.
It's so small.
So that's my complaint. And then we have sauces here and stuff, but not gonna use them. And some, what kind of soda did you get us?
Pepsi.
And some Pepsi. So it is really a cheat day today. We want to
go all out, you know?
So now let's start with our online dating experiences. I guess for the first story, because there's a couple that we have, let's do your point of view and then we'll do my point of view.
Okay.
But, so, well, I'll say I set up a double date for us, and it was someone I met online. It was like OkCupid, I think I tried or whatever at the time. And he said he had a friend that he was gonna meet us at the bar. So the guy I met that I was meeting was a cop. And at the time we were like kind of like...
We were like attracted to cops.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, that's hot.
Yeah.
So weird.
So Erica was actually sick that day and she did not want to go out. And I'm like, please, please, please. I'm like, he's a cop. And she's like, okay.
And she said, and he's from the South. He's a Southern gentleman.
Yeah, I
So
did.
Like, oh, that sounds like all around good, you know.
Yeah, like a good match.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So then I got there. No, we got there together. But my date was there first. Your guy was in the bathroom. So my guy looked like his pictures. He was tall, whatever. He was kind of cute. And then her guy, I guess this is when you'll jump in. You can tell them your side of.
So Steph and I and her date were like all together, and we're at a bar. And all of a sudden, this guy is just awkwardly next to us, but not talking to us or anything. Like, he's just there. And I was like, oh, wow, this is the guy. Like, I knew it.
And I don't know if I mentioned, I had no idea who this guy was.
Yeah. It was a blind date. I didn't know what he looked like. She didn't know what he looked like.
It was a complete blind date.
Yeah. And, yeah, so he introduced him. And I was like picturing like a Channing Tatum or something in a cop.
Kind of cop outfit. Going to the bar.
This guy was more like Paul Wall.
Bruh.
Like, not really Southern gentleman.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, but I was there with my eye infection and all, trying to make the best out of it. Yeah. So I guess we continued on our date, and like almost immediately after I met him, I saw someone I knew, and I started having like a quick conversation with them, and all of a sudden he leaves and he puts his headphones on and listens to his own music in this bar that had a live DJ. Like,
like in the middle of the dance floor.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get out of this.
And then after, tell them the conversation when you found out who he was, or...
Oh, yeah. So quickly, I'm trying to make conversation with him, you know, trying to be a good sport. And I'm like, oh, so, I heard that you're a cop. He's like, no, actually, I'm in the reserves. I'm like, oh, so you're not a cop? Like, all of my expectations were like down the drain.
Like, it was so bad. It was so, and the thing is, like, you know, you say hi. She says hi to everyone she knows when we go out and stuff, but she never has full-blown conversations with people. Like, she never leaves the group to talk to anyone. Like, she'll say hi, we'll talk together, and then that's it. Like,
I was a social butterfly that day.
She kept leaving, like, oh, I see someone there. Oh, I see. I was like, oh, she's over this. This is not going good.
I would go up to people like, how's your mom? How's your grandma? How's your dog? I haven't seen you in so long. Steph said she knew it was so bad because, like, she just heard me like, hey, long time, no talk.
We always said that, like, last weekend at the bar. Yeah, oh my god. It was, like, so funny. And, like, from my point of view, like, he was weird. Like, even from the beginning, like, from when we got there, he was, like, standing literally, like, let's say we were here, he was, like, back there and, like, quiet. Like, he knew it was a double date, so you would think as a Southern gentleman, that's what was said to me that he was. He would have came up and introduced himself, and he didn't. And then once he put the headphones on, like, I was like, yeah, this is weird. Like, and then he was getting, like, weird. Like, remember when we went to the pizzeria that time, or that night? And he wanted to take pictures with you or something like that?
Yeah, it was just, you know, it's more like a feeling, like, when, you know, like, it was just off. It was a bad date. And it lasted really long.
It was like from 10 to like 2 a.m.
It was so bad that when I was over the date, I was literally in the car waiting while all three of them were outside, and I was just like, hands crossed, like staring at them in the car, like, let's go.
And then my guy, my date, that was the first time I met him, and like he seemed cool at first, and then like remember he was like saying like racist comments and stuff, like, And it was weird. Like, he was white, but he was like saying things like, oh, about this black guy and his outfit or whatever. And that made me uncomfortable. I was like, this is not gonna work, you know?
He was like the definition of a pig. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like he wasn't a good cop. He wasn't like a good person. It was just a horrible double date.
Like the worst. And, like now, like I'm trying to like set her up. I actually want to do a video and like do like blind dates for her. I think that would be so fun. Let me know if you guys think that's a good idea. I'm gonna put a poll right up above. But if you think it would be a funny idea to put her on blind dates, record it, show you guys. But like now she doesn't trust me after that, you know? And I didn't know.
I don't trust Nick either.
Yeah, my boyfriend's like even worse. He tried to set her up with like 19-year-olds. It's just not good. So we're not good matchmakers, but I still think it would be fun. Right?
I'm okay. Give it a thumbs up if you're on my side.
No, because if they're not, they're gonna give it a thumbs down. Don't do that.
Okay, I don't know. I'm not a professional YouTuber.
I'm like, wait, no, don't say that. Edit it out. How many online dating sites have you been on?
I've tried Plenty of Fish, Tinder, Hinge.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I think those are the 3.
No, and then that one. The bagel something that you told me about.
Oh, Bagel Meets Coffee? Yeah,
That's
I downloaded that
weird.
for like a day.
You never tried Bumble?
I did. I was on the Bumble BFF one for a little bit.
You're not looking for new friends?
I never did. I don't know why. Every time you piss me off.
After that day, she was like, forget it.
I downloaded it the night of the double date.
Oh my god. No, yeah. Like, online dating is so much easier than going out and meeting someone, but you meet like the craziest people online dating. Like, and the thing is, sometimes, like when I was in the dating scene, sometimes I felt like I was having the same conversation over and over and over to the point that I was just over it. I was like, yeah, this is not gonna work. Like, have you ever felt that way? Like,
Yeah, it's kind of like in the beginning, you're just saying the same thing.
same thing.
Yeah.
It's like literal, and then you get confused. You're like, oh wait, I already said that to you. I forgot. You know, like it's just so boring at first until you get to meet them, and then when you meet them, you don't even know who they really
Yeah,
are.
FaceTime before.
Yeah, true. That's a good tip. Yeah.
But both of my brothers met their fiance or wife on dating apps. So yeah, like I support them because I've seen really good relationships come out of them. But
Plenty of Fish. If you're watching this, sponsor them.
both of them on Plenty of Fish.
They could be on a commercial together, right? It's a family friendly site. Oh my god. But no, but my worst date, I guess you want to jump into our worst dates and stuff. You haven't ate, so let her eat for a little bit. Let me drink some soda. Hold on, I'm a little thirsty. I haven't had soda in so long. And it's like kind of refreshing.
I'm a little disappointed. I'm a Coke girl. This is Pepsi.
They didn't have Coke products.
Taco Bell. Come on.
Soda and chips. That's ridiculous. They're kind of salty though, these chips. Maybe I'm glad they didn't give us that many, but whatever. So now for my worst date, Erica wanted me to share this so bad. Like,
This is my favorite story.
so I moved back from Florida. I was living in Florida for a little bit. I just got out of like this really bad relationship, and I decided to go on Plenty of Fish. So I wanted to be spontaneous. Like I was like, oh, I'm gonna go meet someone and go out to eat like tonight. You know, I wanted to like go out. So this guy wrote to me, and I didn't know anything about him. When I tell you, it was very like oh, let's just go out for drinks. It was like to the point, like, let's go, which I regret, but then again, I wouldn't have this story, so. So I don't want to say names, right? I'm not gonna say his name. So he tells me he wants to meet at this bar. So we live in the woods here, and the bar was like in a back road somewhere. And thank God I didn't, because I feel like if I would have felt even more uncomfortable during it, you know? But instead, at the time I was not vegan, we went to Texas Roadhouse. So it's a popular place, you know, we were like, let's go, whatever. So I only knew his name. I didn't know where he worked. I didn't know what he did for fun. I didn't know anything. Like, this was just like, hey, how are you? Let's meet up, go out, let's learn about each other in person. So I get there late, because I'm always late. And I didn't ask for your opinion. You responded to that very quickly. So I get there late, and he's already sitting at the booth, and you know, he looked like his pictures. I wasn't catfish. I mean, I think I would have took that for this anyway. So whatever, so I get there, we hug, you know, I sit down, I introduce myself, so everything's going pretty nice, but he was very quiet. Like, I don't think I'm the funniest person in the world, but like, I think I could make someone laugh, but he was not laughing. Like, and it wasn't like he was mean or anything, but you could tell he was nervous. Like, it was more nerves than anything. So I'm sitting across from him, you know, we order our drinks, our food. So I'm telling him all about me, and I work with animals and so on. So then we get our food, and like at this point I wanted to eat. So I was like, you know what, let him talk now. So I still remember it like it was yesterday. Like I said, I was not vegan at this time, so don't judge me for this. This happened a really long time ago, but I got ribs, I remember. And he was sitting there, so as I was about to start eating, I said, oh, so what do you do? So he like instantly stayed quiet for a moment. Like it was like a very like brief pause. It wasn't like, oh, I do this, you know? Like you could tell he was kind of unsure, but then he just started talking. So he tells me, he said, oh, I work at a funeral home. So I'm like, oh, you do? I'm like, oh, that's cool, what do you do? You know, I'm not thinking, like, I'm thinking he's the guy that sits in the front and gives you like the brochures, you know, like, I don't know. So he's like, I'm a mortician. So at the time, like, I never met one. I never even knew how they were. Like, you know, like, I didn't know what to say. So I was like, wow, really? So I remember I'm like cutting, you know, and like, he's like, yeah. I'm like, how do you like it? Like, isn't that gross? So I'm telling you, like, this guy was like dry the whole night. When he was telling me about his job, like his eyes like had like a little like stars in them. Like they were like glazing, you know, and he was so excited to tell me. He was like, no, it's beautiful. The human body's so beautiful. He's like, you know, I know, what did he say? He was like, the human body's so beautiful, you know, there's an art to it, you know, doing the whole thing. And I was like, yeah, but isn't that sad? You see someone dead? So I'm like eating, you know, asking him these questions that I thought were normal. And he was like, no, he was like, the human body is that's when he said it. He was like, the human body is very beautiful, you know, even though it's lifeless, it's at its best. So when he said that, I remember instantly I looked down at my food, and I just thought he was like gonna take me to his attic and kill me and like play with my body and stuff. And when I looked at him, he was like, oh, I'm sorry, like, does this gross you out? Every time I tell a woman this, they like are turned off and I never hear from them again. So like me being nice, I'm like, no, that's okay. Like, and then he keeps talking about it, like, and I opened it because I asked him, but then after I did not want to hear about it. And literally he kept talking about his shop. I kept saying like, this is what he wants to do for the rest of his life and blah, blah, blah. And he wants to own a funeral home, but like just knowing what he does and how happy he was about it freaked me out. Like, it was scary. Like, to the point that if I wasn't at Texas Roadhouse and I was in the middle of nowhere, I probably would have called you and been like, get me out of here. Like, come pick me up.
For me, it's like so funny because, like she said, she just got out of like that relationship. Yeah. So I know that she was like, yes, I'm fine with it. It's gonna be great. And then she like, what?
I swear to you, I went home that day and deleted my Plenty of Fish. I was like, screw this, and I deleted it. I think I blocked his number actually because I was so creeped out. And I know maybe you're like, oh, that's not bad. Like, it was bad. It made me so uncomfortable, especially the way he was talking about like a dead person. Like, he was making it seem like it's like
better than
alive. Yeah, like he was like making it seem like it's so much more like entertaining in a way. And I was like, oh my god, this guy's gonna kill me. Like, I was like, I need to go home now. I was like, okay, bye, you know. So I never heard from him again, thank God. You know, maybe he was nice, who knows, you know. I don't want to judge anyone, but like, that just wasn't the guy for me, obviously.
Yeah.
And then it's safe to say that after that, I asked everyone 20,000 questions before I met them. I was like, I'm never gonna be spontaneous again. Like, that just did not work for me.
I'm glad you learned that lesson.
yeah, the hard way, but yeah, I would never forget that, especially that was my first date back in Pennsylvania. Like, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. So where we live, it's like, it's really hard to find quality people. True. So like when you think of Pennsylvania and you think of dating, it's kind of like our stories.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird people out here.
Yeah.
Right? And it's either weird people or people you know from school. And they're kind of weird too.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you really want to go on a date with them, you know? But it's like, it's a small town, but it's like, I guess because there's nothing to do, that people kind of go a little crazy.
It's a weird, really like weird town to explain.
It is. It really is. Yeah, no. What was your worst dating?
So, you're laughing because you know this story.
I'll just go back to my burrito.
So, I haven't dated much like on online dating apps, but my worst date came from like Instagram. So it was this guy that I went to high school with, but I didn't really talk to him in high school. Like, we weren't friends or really anything like that. So I thought he was attractive. I thought he was like really cool. So when he asked me to go out on a date, I was really excited. So we get there, and it was just like red flag after red flag after red flag. Like, so many red flags. And I was young and really bad at seeing red flags, and I saw all of them. So we go on a date for ice cream. He's late. Number one red flag. He arrives and he is a gentleman and pays for the ice cream. But when he pays, he like takes out this wad of cash, like this big, all in a rubber band, you know? So I'm like, oh, he's probably a drug dealer, you know? Red flag number 2, I think he's a drug dealer. So I continue on with the date, and I see his car, you know, just trying to make conversation. It's like, it has like Ohio plates or something. I'm like, oh, did you live in Ohio? He's like, no, why? I'm like, oh, your car has Ohio plates. Like, don't worry about it. I'm like, okay, now I think you stole this car. And I am worried about it.
Flag number 3.
But I continue on, right? We sit down, and he tells me like just a little bit about himself. He's like, oh, my real name is, you know, this. And I'm like, oh, why do people call you something else? And he goes, 'cause my mom's a crazy bitch. I'm like, you just call your mom a crazy bitch? Like, literally, we're 2 minutes into this date.
I got 4 red flags.
I wish I could say it got better. It got worse. He continues to brag all about everything that's on his criminal record, all of it. Like the whole date. He didn't ask me much about myself at all. And then I'm a slow eater, so kind of like now. I'm halfway done with my ice cream and he's completely finished. So he gets up, he throws his ice cream cup out, and he just walks to his car. And I'm still sitting down eating my ice cream. So I'm like, is the date over? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, after all those red flags, like, you rejected me? I stood with you after all these red flags. But yeah, and then he texted me later on that night and asked me if I was still interested, and I was like,
no.
I don't know what type of mind games you're trying to play, but I'm not the brightest and I'm seeing it all. It's like, this is a mind game.
Right, this is not okay. Oh my god. Did you ever see him, like, not like purposely, but have you seen him after that?
No.
No, that's so funny. That's like hilarious. I know you were probably cursing him out in your head.
I was like really like mind blown. Like, did that really just happen? What did I do wrong?
Meanwhile, it's him. Oh my god, online dating is like crazy. Like, and this is what we mean. Like, you don't know who you're gonna meet. Right. You know, like now, you know, I met Nick on Instagram. I guess I'll tell you guys a little bit. Like, we went to the same school. He graduated 2 years under me.
He's 2 years younger?
No, he's 1 year, but you know, in Pennsylvania, if your birthday's like,
okay,
at a certain point you have to go. Yeah, so that's what it is.
Okay.
So he's 2 years younger than me. Grew up in the same community. We go to the same gym. Like, we had so many things, like so many opportunities that we could have ran into each other, but we met on Instagram. And like, I kind of slid in his DMs, you know?
I didn't know that she initiated it until like a year later.
I think I saved that to myself a little bit. But like, I was hiking this Mount Tamame. How you say that? Mount
Tamame?
Tamame?
I think so.
But we were going up this mountain.
It's beautiful. You should check it out if you're ever in the area.
You know what? I'll post a picture somewhere in the screen here. But I posted this picture, right? And I put it on Facebook and Instagram. And I don't remember who added who. Like, I just know we were friends online for a little while. And I remember he liked that picture on Facebook. And then like literally 10-15 minutes, he liked it on Instagram. So it was the same name. So when I looked at his page, I was like, ooh, this guy's kind of cute. You know, he got muscles. Like, so I thought it was a sign. So I wrote to him and I was like, wow, that must be like a really good picture or something. I don't remember word for word. And like, he responded back, and that's how we started. But he told me he didn't do that on purpose. Like, it just happened that he was on Facebook, he liked it, that he was on Instagram. Like, I took the signs really wrong. But it worked out. So it was meant to be. So that's how we got together. So I guess online dating can help you, you know, but it's just.
And for those of you that don't know, Nick, Steph, and I are a throuple.
Okay.
So then that's how I met Nick, and then that's how like it all worked out.
Let's please like tell them what we mean by this before they think something way different. We just like all hang out together and go out together. That's it.
Nick and I very loudly in public will say like, the throuple has arrived, and Steph is just like mortified that she can't stand us, and Nick and I love it.
Yeah, it's like so embarrassing because I'm like, oh my god, these people probably think like we're all together for real, you know? So yeah, I hate when they do that in public, but it just means we all hang out and stuff, but that's it, nothing else.
We all hang out.
my burrito.
I know, I haven't even gotten to my taco
I
yet.
don't even think I'm gonna be able to eat my taco.
Well, I bought it, so.
That's so funny. I'm gonna try one of these cinnamon twist things. So now, are you on online dating or no?
Mm-mm. Every once, ooh, I do have a good story. Hold on.
These taste like cinnamon toast crunch, right? These are exactly that. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Every once in a while, I'll get really bored.
Oh my god. I know what you're about to.
Do you know? And I'll start I'll go on online dating app for like an hour or two. And then I'll get creeped out and delete it. So I recently had a flight and there was weather issues in Texas where I was where I had a layover. So I had to stay at the airport for 20 hours. Like, it was intense. I started losing my mind and I downloaded Tinder.
When bored, download Tinder.
I happened to match with a pilot of the airline that I was using.
But say what your what is that called? Description. So.
It was a play off of that song, like, how does it go? Just a lonely girl living in a, how does the song go?
Just a lonely girl living in a
I think
lonely world.
I think instead of like lonely world, I said like lonely airport. Looking for someone to save me or something. I don't know what I wrote.
Remix to it.
And his was like all about being a pilot. So anyways, he gave me great advice on what to do. Since he worked for the airline, who to complain to.
A pilot.
And then he got creepy and I deleted it.
Yeah, but say exactly what he said.
Oh, he was like,
the creepy part.
He's like, I'll be there tomorrow for like a flight at 6 a.m. If you want, you could meet me in the cabin, I guess it's called. You know, to like hook up or whatever before. And I was like, oh no. Especially, I wouldn't do it anyways, but I'm like, dude, I haven't showered in at least 20 hours. Like, I'm not like, I don't want to do anything, but you do not want to do anything either.
You're like, I'm saving him. Oh my god, when she told me that, I was crying. Like, at all, like, when people download Tinder, it's more when they're bored.
Yeah.
Right? And like, for you to specifically find a pilot and then a creepy pilot at that, like,
yeah.
It wasn't even like a cool pilot that would be like, oh, I'll take you guys to Pennsylvania. Like, can you imagine?
Yeah, it was weird. It was definitely, it made the time go by, which is what I needed because I was losing my mind.
True. And it's a good story.
What was your favorite dating app when you were single?
Bumble.
Bumble? Is that the one where the girl has to? Okay.
I guess I like to take charge. No?
I'm sensing a trend here.
And the only reason why it's because, like, on any other dating site, like, they can write to you and it could be like the worst things ever. And like, sometimes they obviously don't even care like who you are, but in Bumble, you can say either something funny, whatever, like you could take charge of the conversation, and then however they respond, I feel like instantly you'll be like, yeah, no, like, and just whoop, erase them. So that's why I like Bumble. But I heard Bumble now, I haven't been in the dating scene for a while, but I heard Bumble now also has like workout partners, if I'm not mistaken, and business partners.
I know it has like business partners.
Or just regular friends, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I don't know, but I know they have like so many things now, and I'm like, holy crap, like, they stepped up. So, if you want to use Bumble, You can find a date, a friend, and a business partner all in one. Yeah, but I think we're pretty much good to go, right? I think we could wrap this up. I'm gonna pick at this a little bit, but I'm pretty much done. I'm full.
Yeah.
I have like the itis now.
Same.
But I really hope you guys enjoy our little chisme here. And let me know if you enjoy this. This is going to be episode 1, but we will be having other guests. And I will, like I said, do this at least once a week plus my regular videos. So please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. And let me know if you enjoy this, if there's any topics that you might want us to go over, if you want to see Erica again doing this and let her order our vegan food before she gets here again. But thank you again, guys. I love you so much, and I hope you have a great night. Bye, guys.
Bye.